Well, the final round of matches of the league stage of the Ranji Trophy season of 2024 and 2025 are finished, and several top Indian cricketers did take a part in these round of matches. Couple of them did do well, but then most of them couldn't really step up to the occasion for their respective state side. So let's just take a look, as to how they performed in their final round of the league stage of the Ranji matches. Well, starting with Virat Kohli, he did not really do well in Delhi's game against Railways. There was a lot of crowd that came at the Arun Jaitley Stadium to witness their local hero perform well, but then he couldn't really get going in the game against Railways. Although Delhi did get a massive win over the opposition, but then Kohli, batting at number 4, could only score 6 of 15 balls, and the only chance that he got to bat for his state team there. But then it wasn't really a great return for Virat Kohli to Ranji Trophy. Now he'll look to make sure that he'll do well in the ODI series against England that commences on February 6th, and also the following Champions Trophy that's going to begin on February 19th, an all-important tournament for the Indian cricket team, knowing how the recent past has been for them after losing to New Zealand at home and also giving away the Border Gavaskar Trophy by losing to Australia by a margin of 3-1. Well, moving on, Rahul, he scored 26 and 43 in Karnataka's game against Haryana. The good part about Rahul's both innings was that he looked fluent while batting at number 3. First innings 26, that came off about 35-40 balls that did include multiple boundaries, and same was the case in the second innings also. He scored 40 odd, then also he scored about 5 to 8 odd boundaries, and that's the best part, that he looked brisk in both the knocks, and that basically is a good sign for India, knowing that they would need Rahul to be at his very best, not just behind the stumps but also as a batter in the ODI series against England and also the Champions Trophy. Well, moving on, Mohammad Siraj, he's currently out of favor as far as the ODI side is concerned. He's not a part of the England ODIs and the Champions Trophy, and that's why he has returned to Ranji Trophy. He did have a good outing again in Australia, did pick a few wickets, but then wasn't really effective. And now returning to Ranji Trophy in the game against Vidarbha, took just 1 wicket in the first innings, and then in the second innings he did, came to his very own, taking a total of 3 wickets, a combined 4 wickets in the match, although his side lost. But then Siraj once again proved to be a workhorse, bowling about 40 overs in the match and showing that he's supremely fit, and if given a recall, then he would be ready, not just in red ball cricket but also across formats for India. Well, moving on, Ravindra Jadeja in the game against Saurashtra, Ravindra Jadeja just had one chance to bat. He scored about 19 odd, but then he did not get a chance to bowl in both the innings of Assam. Well, Saurashtra won by an innings in the match against Assam, and the statement that was given by the Saurashtra skipper as to why Ravindra Jadeja did not bowl is because they wanted to try out the new options that they had in their playing 11. There is no problem with Jadeja's fitness. He's fine, and they just wanted to preserve him, knowing that he's going to have a lot of workload against England and in the Champions Trophy. Well, moving on, Kuldeep Yadav, he also returned for his state side UP in the game against Madhya Pradesh, and then he had a lot of workload here, bowling as many as 31 overs, conceding 124 runs, but he did take 3 wickets. Kuldeep Yadav is also making a return from a groin injury that basically ruled him out of a lot of matches last year in 2024. He even missed the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and now he has returned. He would now look to make sure that he does well against England and in the Champions Trophy, and in the match fitness that he has showed against Madhya Pradesh, that would basically bode well for him and also for India, knowing that he will have a significant amount of work to do against England and in Dubai. And last but not the least, he may not really be a part of the current Indian cricket setup, but then Shardul Thakur is literally breaking the door down of the selectors. He did very well against Meghalaya, scoring a total of 84 runs and picking a total of 8 wickets in the match. In the first innings, it was because of Shardul Thakur's hat-trick that Meghalaya were reduced to 2 for 6, although they scored about 80 odd. But then Mumbai, they got going. They scored a very big total in their first innings and made sure that they completed an innings victory over Meghalaya and progressed to the next round, which is the quarterfinals. And it was because of Shardul Thakur's brilliant show that Mumbai were able to seal a comprehensive win over Meghalaya. Shardul Thakur has been one of the major reasons why Mumbai have done well in the Ranji Trophy, and come the quarterfinals and the next stages of the Ranji Trophy, which are going to be the business end, Thakur will be key to Mumbai's chances. So that's about it as far as the Ranji wrap is concerned. Kohli did not really have a good outing. KL Rahul was still pretty decent, but the star of the show was definitely Shardul Thakur, and to an extent Mohammad Siraj, who once again proved to be her workhorse. So stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world.